The Girl with Many Eyes. One day in the park I had quite a surprise. I met a girl who had many eyes. She was really quite pretty, and also quite shocking, and I noticed she had a mouth, so we ended up talking. We talked about flowers and her poetry classes, and the problems she'd have if she ever wore glasses. It's great to know a girl who has so many eyes, but you really get wet when she breaks down and cries. Roy, the toxic boy. To those of us who knew him, his friends, we called him Roy. To others he was known as that horrible toxic boy. He loved ammonia and asbestos and lots of cigarette smoke. What he breathed in for air would make most people choke. His very favorite toy was a can of aerosol spray. He'd sit quietly and shake it and spray it all the day. He'd stand inside the garage in the early morning frost, waiting for the car to start and fill him with exhaust. The one and only time I ever saw Toxic Boy cry was when some sodium chloride got into his eye. One day for fresh air they put him in the garden. His face went deathly pale and his body began to harden. Final gasp of his short life was sickly with despair. Whoever thought that you could die from breathing outdoor air? As Roy's soul left his body, we all said a silent prayer. It drifted up to heaven and left a hole in the ozone layer. Jimmy, the Hideous Penguin Boy. My name is Jimmy, but my friends just call me the Hideous Penguin Boy. Stain Boy. Of all the superheroes, the strangest one by far doesn't have a special power or drive a fancy car. Next to Superman and Batman, I guess he must seem tame. But to me he is quite special, and Stain Boy is his name. He can't fly around tall buildings or outrun a speeding train. The only talent he seems to have is to leave a nasty stain. Sometimes I know it bothers him that he can't run or swim or fly, and because of this one ability, his dry cleaning bill's sky high. Stick Boy and Match Girl in Love. Stick Boy liked Match Girl. He liked her a lot. He liked her cute figure. He thought she was hot. But could a flame ever burn for a match and a stick? It did quite literally. He burned up pretty quick. Staring Girl. I once knew a girl who would just stand there and stare at anyone or anything. She seemed not to care. She'd stare at the ground. She'd stare at the sky. She'd stare at you for hours, and you'd never know why. But after winning the local staring contest, she finally gave her eyes a well-deserved rest. Bree Boy. Bree Boy had a dream he only had twice, that his full round head was only a slice. The other children never let Bree Boy play, but at least he went well with a nice Chardonnay. Voodoo Girl. Her skin is white cloth and she's all sewn apart, and she has many colored pins sticking out of her heart. She has a beautiful set of hypno-disc eyes, the ones that she uses to hypnotize guys. She has many different zombies who are deeply in her trance. She even has a zombie who was originally from France. But she knows she has a curse on her, a curse she cannot win, for if someone gets too close to her, the pins stick farther in. The Pincushion Queen. Life isn't easy for the Pincushion Queen. when she sits on her throne, pins push through her spleen.